And welcome everyone to this amazing center thing in Derelict Watcher. This is the MSL Code Silver Semifinals. This is the second set of semifinals that I've casted, and I'm excited to bring to you a PvP of hopefully epic proportions. We have the pink Protoss down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. MSL Gogy. No, this is Gogy. This is Glenn. We're going to say that this is Glenn because it says that this is Glenn. His opponent, however, over here in the top right-hand corner of the map, is in fact the blue Protoss player, Gogy. The name even matches. So, mirror matchup, always interesting, as it's really hard once you're ahead to lose that, and once you're behind, it's hard to regain. Because your opponent can do all the same things that you can do. So, you can't abuse unit advantages like you can in other matchups. For instance, terrain things and siege tanks, or something like that. So, and it's very, like I said, as long as you're both playing well, it's really hard. And the matchups become, or the battles become very much about positioning, and it becomes a lot about scouting and knowing what's going on. And it looks like we're gonna have some crazy games as Gogy is proxying a gate. Are we gonna see a second gate? We should see. No, we're not gonna see a second gate. He's already been queuing up additional workers. I mean, we might see another one here in a moment, but it's not going to follow it up immediately. Oh, nope, he is. He's going to throw it down. He's going to throw it down. There it goes. And the scout from Glenn, not even going to see it. Such an important thing in mirror matchups to know what's going on. And actually, this is a pretty common scout timing, as this will get here before a cyber core would finish. Or actually before it would finish. It should be started here in a moment. And as soon as he gets there, he's going to know something is up, but at that point it'll be too late, as there's only one gate in his base. The cybernetics core should go down, or should finish up, and if he gets out a mothership core, it could be okay, but as it is, it looks like we're just going to have a whole bunch of zealots in Glenn's face straight up from the very beginning. Gogy going for a gas, so it looks like he will be trying to transition and get something that can spend gas on. Meaning, if he builds a cybernetics core, he could potentially build something that requires gas. Because at this point in time, there's nothing that he can spend money on that costs gas. Chrono boosting zealots. Okay, what is he doing? Continue probe production. Okay, so when you get in there and you see that there's no gateways in your opponent's base, you either assume that they suck or that they're doing something cheeky like this, and I would just say, for the general, kind of good rule of thumb, is if they made it to the semifinals, they probably don't just suck. So you should probably be worried about what the heck is going on. No mothership core started, no forge down, no cannons, no units out. 3 zealots versus none is generally a pretty good thing for the side that has the 3 zealots. No, just run away. You need to run away with your probes, is what you need to do at this point. The probe count should be in your favor, even though you've lost some. The probes... Is he actually trying to focus down the Nexus? No, he's on move command. The Zealots are now actually getting some good hits up as they kill off absolutely everything, although now they are simply even. Okay, so now they're even. I know it sounds crazy, but to do a proxy thing like this, you actually sacrifice quite a bit. So... now we have Mothership Core. We have a lot higher tech out of Glenn than we do from Gogy. The Cybernetics Core is now on the ground. We don't see the Mothership Core anywhere anytime soon. This Mothership Core needs to keep accumulating energy, and actually what it should do is it should go out there and get out on the map. So, nice rush. Actually, nice defense walls. Always good to see the players enjoying themselves, because remember, this is a friendly tournament for people that just like gaming. The Mothership Core should add some additional DPS, and once that Stalker's gone, this Mothership Core has free reign over everything, and it looks like he will continue to survive. He does have a little bit higher tech. That Warp Gate is farther along for Glenn than it is for Gogy, but as there's no defender's advantage, I mean, the defender's advantage is not a big deal at this particular juncture. Ooh, okay, so this Mothership Core is going to go down. That's actually a really big deal. Ooh, is he gonna get away with it? Oh my goodness, he does just barely get away with it. He needs to go and make sure that he saves that, as it does have enough energy for a photon overcharge at this point in time. And now we have cannons. This is going to make things even more painful. Glenn is continuing to spend his money. Is he going to throw down? There we go. 2 more gates. So it's not going to be 2 gates and a cannon. Warp gate will be done here in a moment. So once again, that doesn't... Warp gate actually doesn't make a lot of sense at this particular juncture. As, ooh, does he already throw down? He's already thrown down that photon overcharge. He wants to make sure that if he gets an engagement, he's going to try to pick a fight and make those units run in. Not a bad idea. It's going to be expiring here in a moment, though. That mothership core, yeah, he wanted to make sure that the energy on that was spent in case it goes down, and it is keeping those units back while these additional gates finish up. He's going to continue macroing. So the army size is actually dang close. The unit count, the probes are almost identical. Gogy is actually going to be catching up and passing that here in a moment, that unit count. Time warp is going to throw it. No, it doesn't have energy for time warp. And now the photon overcharge has expired. He's trying to get into a good position. The mothership core does go down. These warp gates are not done yet, although this warping of zealots here should seal the deal, and he should be able to repel this attack. I do believe, although it's going to be close, the zealots here, zealot versus this, some more reinforcing zealots, although the higher gateway count, I do think Glenn is going to be able to hold this. Zealot, zealot, the stalker from Glenn, going to help push those units back. We do see 2 cannons out in the natural. And now warp gate being used, and I think, yeah, see now Gogy realizing that he's actually definitely behind in the gateway count, and he's going to be adding on 3 additional gateways. He does have a slightly better economy, but you can't actually support 5 gateways on 1 base. Just pro tip. Reinforcements. Remember, he's got so many more gateways at this point in time, but now those zealots can be taken out at the army size. This is a very back and forth game. It's so difficult to attack into these really well placed cannons. The minerals here prevent the zealots from getting up close and personal with it. I would actually just really love to see, yeah, this is exactly what I would love to see, a robotics facility. As soon as you have an immortal out, stalkers basically are not a problem, and neither are buildings. So once he gets a single immortal out, I think you'll see the tide of this battle turn. Although if Gogy decides to build mostly zealots instead of stalkers, this actually could be a very good thing for him. So very close pylon here at the front for Glenn. I'm surprised we don't see another mothership core, as the photon overcharge is a huge thing from Heart of the Swarm that makes Protoss so much more resilient in the early game. Without photon overcharge, I feel like this game would have finished a while ago, as it simply delayed and delayed and delayed, and it has allowed Glenn to, I think, a little bit get this an upper hand. He's going to be chrono boosting that immortal, as he knows his opponent's just down the road. His opponent, however, is expanding, so if Glenn can correctly identify what's going on, that the aggression is going to be petering out here in a little bit. Ooh, the immortal's getting close to done. Come on. Force field. Oh, if you could. Yes, he did get some. He caught some. That's a big win. Those will be taken out. The immortal's now on the board. The Nexus, though, is halfway done. So the aggression could ramp up here in a little bit if this does get taken successfully. If that base... he's supply blocked, which is so sad when you're trying to build things. Rage... No, only 1 pylon. Not a rage pylon. I'm impressed. Okay, so we have an engagement here. He's going to keep those stalkers from running away, and he's going to try to take down all that he can while his opponent doesn't have very many reinforcements. The Immortal doing tons and tons of damage. If you want, you can actually see when the Immortal shoots. You can watch. Oh, come on, Immortal. There you go. Does 50 damage per shot against armored units. It does so much. And now the production of his opponent is going to be down a little bit for the meantime. Although now his opponent's base is done, and so now everything's kind of starting a little bit over. The worker count's almost the same. The army count's a lot larger for Glenn at this point in time. And Gogy is queuing up ridiculously too many probes. Just as this is almost a nexus worth of minerals, right? So it's a half nexus of minerals that aren't being used. Just saying FYI. I would actually really like to see Glenn go ahead and move out. There he goes, as he does have at this point the tech advantage until these Stargates pop out. And is he going to go for Oracle or Void Ray? I think either would actually be a good choice. Void Ray is probably what I would guess. Oh no, Phoenixes. Interesting choice. PvP Phoenixes can be a good choice. But in low numbers, if you can catch it right here with this number, he's got a large number of stalkers in here. So the Phoenixes, they actually shouldn't be too big of a deal, but Phoenixes just build so quickly. How long is it? 35 seconds. You can have so many Phoenixes so quickly, and once they get up to a certain number, because you're down in numbers, it's almost impossible to build enough Phoenixes to catch up unless you somehow get a huge advantage somewhere else. But because he's been investing in Phoenix, and there's not very many Phoenixes out on the board yet, this attack from Glenn is going to be quite impressively powerful. The Force Fields did a good job keeping those... Ooh, the Immortal being lifted off. Not a bad choice. Although, with nothing else on the ground from Gogy, this is probably going to be very quick. I would not be surprised see Force Field on the ramp, but as there's no actually pylon anywhere near here for Gogy to reinforce with, yeah, there he is. He's just going to go ahead and take out this base, try to catch some of those probes. He does get every single one of them. He's going to take down the Nexus, and now at this point, I think even if Glenn decided to go back and return home, he would be in a good position, as it's not quite necessary to force his way up the ramp. However, Gogy also agrees, and it looks like Glenn, after holding off an impressive proxy 2-gate, is going to take the first match. So, really good game so far. I really like the constant aggression. This was a lot going on. I didn't have to like make up stories, and I always appreciate that. So, we'll be back here in a moment